For decades, regenerative medicine always felt like something out of science fiction, right? This far-off promise that our bodies could one day heal themselves. Well, guess what? That future isn't in the future anymore. It's here, right now. We are living in a brand new era of medicine, and it is completely changing the game. So, let me ask you something. What if your body could actually be told to heal itself? I'm talking about diseases we've always been told are incurable, from blindness to cancer to paralysis. This isn't just a cool thought experiment. This is the big question that's driving a total revolution in medicine. And in 2026, the answer to that question is a definite yes. We've officially arrived. We're moving away from just managing symptoms with pills and are now talking about literally rebuilding the human body from the inside out. Okay, so to really get how this all works, we've got to go back to basics. We need to understand the power source behind this whole revolution. And it all boils down to one key concept: potency. Think of it like the blueprint of life, the instruction manual hidden inside our most powerful cells. So what exactly is a stem cell? Well, it's basically a master cell that has two incredible superpowers. First, it can self-renew, which just means it can make perfect copies of itself over and over. And second, it can differentiate, and this is the real magic trick. It can transform into any other kind of specialized cell your body needs: a heart cell, a brain cell, you name it. The easiest way to think about potency is like a company's org chart. Right at the top, you've got the totipotent cell. That's the CEO. It can build an entire person, the whole company. Then you have the pluripotent cells. They're like the vice presidents. They can build any department, any cell in the body. Below them are the multipotent managers, who can build a family of related cells. And finally, you get down to the unipotent specialist, who just has one specific job and does it really well. And here's the more scientific breakdown, mapping where each cell comes from to what it can do. But the big takeaway here is this: scientists can now grab cells from any of these levels and give them specific jobs to do. It's like having a full team of builders at your disposal. Okay, so now that we've got the science down, let's look at the actual tools in the toolbox. What are doctors and researchers really using in 2026? Turns out there are four main players on the field. For the longest time, there was this big problem. You had embryonic stem cells, which were super powerful, but they came with huge risks, like your body rejecting them. On the other hand, you had adult stem cells, much safer, but way more limited in what they could do. So it was always this trade-off, right? Power versus safety. But then everything changed. This is the real game changer: iPSCs, or Induced Pluripotent Stem Cells. And this technology is just incredible. Scientists figured out how to take a regular adult cell, say a skin cell from your arm, and literally rewind its biological clock. They turn it back into a super powerful pluripotent stem cell. And the best part, it's a perfect genetic match for you. The whole immune rejection problem, gone. And the process is just mind-blowing when you think about it. You take a simple skin cell, you add a couple of genetic reprogramming factors, think of them like software updates, and boom, you've got a brand new line of stem cells that are yours. From there, you can tell them to become whatever you need: new heart cells to fix a damaged heart, or new neurons for a spinal cord injury. This is what personalized medicine actually looks like. Okay, enough of the science lesson. Let's get to the really exciting stuff. How is this amazing toolkit being used right now to cure diseases we used to think were a life sentence? Let's dive into the breakthroughs of 2026. So, for a long time, one of the biggest dangers of a stem cell transplant was this awful complication called TMA. Basically, tiny blood clots would form and cause organ failure. And the survival rate? It was just terrifying. Less than 20%. Fewer than 1 in 5 people survived it. And then, this. In January 2026, the FDA approved a drug called Yartemlya. Just look at that number, a 61% complete response rate. That didn't just nudge the odds, it completely flipped the script. All of a sudden, these transplants became so much safer. It was a massive leap forward. And look, Yartemlya wasn't just a one-off miracle. It's part of this incredible wave of approvals. We're talking about a one-time gene therapy cure for sickle cell disease, the first ever therapy of its kind for kids with GVHD, personalized treatments for lymphoma. This isn't just steady progress anymore. This is an explosion. The momentum is just undeniable. All right, let's talk about another so-called incurable disease, dry AMD. This is the #1 reason older people lose their vision, the ability to see things right in front of them. And for a long time, there was nothing you could do about it, until now. I love this next number because it's not just a statistic, it feels so real. They took patients who had lost a lot of their sight from dry AMD and gave them this new stem cell therapy. And a year later, on average, they could read almost 22 more letters on an eye chart. Think about that. That's the difference between seeing a vague shape and being able to see the face of someone you love. And it's not just about new treatments. The treatments themselves are getting way smarter. Cancers are tricky. They can evolve and learn how to hide from our immune system. So researchers came up with what they call a triple threat therapy. It's designed to target 3 different proteins on the cancer cell all at once, making it almost impossible for the cancer to hide or escape. You know, the really wild thing is that this revolution isn't just about treating sick people. It's bigger than that. It's completely changing the way we discover and test new drugs from the very beginning. For over 100 years, if you wanted to test a new drug, you had to use animal models. And the problem is they often just don't predict how a drug will work in humans. The new way? It's called organoids. We're talking about miniature human organs, a tiny liver, a tiny lung, grown in a lab dish from a patient's own cells. They're way more accurate, they reduce the need for animal testing, and they are incredibly fast. This is a total paradigm shift for medicine. Of course, with all this incredible new power comes some really deep, really tricky new questions. I mean, if you grow a model in a lab that looks and acts just like an early human embryo, what is it? What moral status does it have? We are just starting to scratch the surface of these huge ethical questions. So what's the big picture here? The key takeaway? We are way past the what-if stage. We are actually replacing cells, we're reversing blindness, we are curing genetic diseases. The next great challenge, the focus for the next 10 years, isn't just about patching up the body anymore. It's about bioengineering brand new parts on demand. The revolution isn't just here, it's busy building a whole new world of possibility.